want. You can have all the setups you want, but there's the squishy bit in the middle of the car that does quite a bit.
The important part.
That's the important part. We got
pushing buttons, doing things with the feet.
There's 4 fantastic drivers left in this competition, and one of them will not get a shiny skateboard deck.
Oh my goodness!
One of them will not get the bragging rights.
The tragedy.
The tragedy. Maybe they will. Maybe we'll just get one.
Everybody gets. It's going to be like Oprah. You get a skateboard deck, and you get a skateboard deck.
I'm going to crudely just with like a marker write 4th on a skateboard deck and give it a 10. That's what I'm going to do. We're moving on. It's the semi-final. LZ versus Nate Hamilton. It's a rematch of the final of the Invitational in December, and Hamilton's in the same car, LZ in a very different machine.
Very different
here we go, and Hamilton's going to be on it in the lead, so LZ can push here. He knows he can go close. As LZ goes through the gears into that first corner, Hamilton fired it. Nice initiation of both drivers. Look at LZ though, coming in hot, getting caught up a little bit, but transitions back. Big pace from that Supra to get back up onto the door. This is what we came to see, ladies and gentlemen, as LZ pushes Hamilton around the circuit. Hamilton doing an amazing job right now, transitioning back towards the wall. Oh, Hamilton's
coming in hot. Adam looping it around behind him. Big old fireball as they come out.
I guarantee you, LZ thought Hamilton's going in the wall.
I'm going into the wall also.
And Hamilton bounces off the wall like a pinball.
Holy smokes, the Super remains unscathed. That was a moment right there, folks.
Incredible stuff.
Little piece of Little Texas bumper coming back at him.
This is, for me, had the Super just clawed back up onto the door. Hamilton's on the outside line. Perfect line from both of these guys. This is perfection. But this is where it gets interesting.
Hamilton's got the hand out the window saying, come on, man, get me.
Yeah, but he just transitions so late towards that wall, bounces off the wall. You can see LZ, is he affected by that? Is Hamilton's run affected by that? That's what the judges are going to have to decide. Did Hamilton slow up on the wall with that bounce, or did he keep it moving? So, you know what? I'm not going to even get involved in that conversation.
No. They're
that's their job,
here.
Dan.
They're doing the Lord's work here today.
Our job is to do a mediocre job of figuring out what's going on, and boy, are we being mediocre right now.
We are mediocre AF as we get into the second half of this battle with LZ creeping out towards that outer zone. Here we go with Hamilton doing everything he needs to do to keep it in there. V8 versus 4-rotor. LZ deep into the pocket, and Hamilton going deeper into the pocket. You saw that big chunk of dirt go shooting off from Little Texas car. Adam zipping right in. Goodness gracious.
I have no idea what happened there. We're going to have to decipher that one now. I'm thinking the judges are looking at Hamilton and his wall run on the first run, and did LZ loop it around, right? So let's go back to that in a bit. But this is an interesting one. LZ misses the first outer zone. He's on the inside of the track. And at this point, you're thinking Hamilton's looking good. LZ goes wide. Now watch Hamilton get lost in the smoke, drop a wheel off the track, and lose a lot of ground. And as they transition back, you see LZ perfect on that inner zone. As they come back out to this wall, LZ not as wide as we'd like to see, but Hamilton dives in, has to check up, almost goes off the track. Well, I have no idea.
A lot of things happening on that.
There was a
lot of little things that the judges are going to have to pay attention to, and that's going to be a difficult decision either way. They have a lot to add up.
Now remember, this is for a spot in the final.
Yeah, this is for the...
One of these guys is going to go to the final. One of them is going to go for the 3rd and 4th place playoff for the final spot on the podium. And for me right now, it's looking pretty interesting as... Yeah, I mean, you've got mistakes from both sides here, and it's going to be a little deliberation from both of our incredible judging. You know what? We got 2 judging panels here. We got our boys here, Pat, Andy, and Peter. We got the boys back home, and the girls on the stream, probably judging it from their perspective.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some comments in the chat at this moment in time.
Yeah, who made the bigger mistakes? Who's going through? You guys can throw a comment below. Let us know if you're enjoying the action. Let us know who you thought won before we get the official call, because it could be
the
LZ.
Judges are pulling their hair out on this one.
Yeah, and that's a lot of hair to pull.
That's a lot of hair to pull out.
So it's hard to know which way it's going to go. I mean, for me, Nate makes mistakes in the chase. He goes off the track. LZ makes mistakes in the chase.
He almost goes off the track.
Yeah. LZ not perfect first outer zone. Nate bouncing off the wall at the last outer zone. Cool. But it's all smiles from both of the drivers in their cockpits. They're smiling. They have no idea either. I guarantee you both drivers and their spotters won't know which way this one's going to go.
No. And I'm sure Adam's like, you know what? My car's in one piece.
How that Supra hasn't hit anything or anyone. It's made some avoiding actions throughout this time.
It really has.
And it's still absolutely showroom condition. He might go in and win the car show at the end just by rolling in. That's the thing.
Wins his event,
Yeah.
wins the car show. He could have the triple header of drifting.
Exactly. I don't think anyone's ever won the car show and the drifting in the one event. That could be interesting. But at the moment, Nate Hamilton.
Oh, Hurt has.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I stand corrected.
If there was one human being on this planet that could do it, it's going to be Hurt.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. From my perspective right now, it looks to me like Hamilton is in the mix. Judges are having a good discussion on this, and what I like about it is that it's a fun event, but they're not taking it as fun here. They're really breaking this down. We're going to have another look at this one. Now watch this. LZ doesn't make the outer zone. So that's a mistake from LZ. Then Hamilton switches back. LZ's back online. Now Hamilton now makes a mistake.
The tire and drops the big thing of dirt up.
Yeah. And then we got a little separation.
Gain.
We got separation. LZ perfect on the inner zone. Couldn't be more perfect. On the transition, though, Hamilton comes in hot. LZ doesn't go as wide.
Deeper into the zone.
Yeah. So Peter Viancek has asked our showrunners here, can they not make a decision? Unfortunately, Peter, this is what we signed you up to do. You guys have to make a decision.
This is your job, buddy.
It's going to be a tough one. Lead for lead, need chase for chase. What are we thinking here, Dan?
I don't even want to say. This is not. I cannot make a decision on this one. There were too many little things to add up, too many little things to pay attention to, and obviously the judges are feeling the same way.
Yeah, they're also having a big discussion on this, which is longer than any discussion I've heard all weekend. So this one is a tough one. You watch the lead here from Hamilton, much better on that outer zone. Look at that on the wall.
Oh my goodness! Exactly where you want to be on that entry.
LZ gets checked up a little bit on the transition as well, as you see Hamilton go to the wall, but then we see much more proximity from LZ in that part of the track. Is that because the lead runs a little better? That's what they're going to decide. So who's going to go through to the final here at stop 1, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be Nate Hamilton.
Gets the win.
Hamilton gets the win.
The chat goes wild.
Do we want to go? We want to go over to Peter. Peter, have you got a microphone? Can we have a little chat about that one? Or
Pat's going to jump in for this one.
Pat's going to step in, and here comes the explanation, because that was a tough one for us even to call.
So it really came down to Nate's lead was absolutely incredible. Adam's chase, absolutely incredible. Nate did go into the wall, but we did not zero Nate for that. And then we deemed Adam's spin essentially a zero. And then at that point, Adams missed outer one and then did okay for the rest of the track. Nate made a couple mistakes in the chase, but we don't think that Nate's mistakes in the chase added up to Adams' zero at the end of the track. And Nate's lead was a lot better.
There you go. And you know what it is?
Perfect sense.
I think I agree with